And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and Game Source. We truly appreciate everyone out there listening to all of our great shows. And if you can, only if you can, but I hope you can, please give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, if you can share, subscribe. As Joe's mocking me, please subscribe below the mocking Joe Soro today, right there on YouTube. It'll give you the latest notifications on when we go live on the air, even when I go ahead and set it for the wrong channel like I just did a few minutes ago, and I easily switched it over to Lakers Fast Break. It'll let you know when we go live on the air with one of our awesome podcasts, plus our post games, everything that we do here at the Lakers Fast Break. Plus, if you can share, subscribe, follow, or do anything that we can, please, if you can follow us at the Lakers Fast Break, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, Game Source, Pop Culture Cosmos, of course, the great guys at Lakerholics.com. Go ahead and catch the #1 Lakers blogger that's out there in LakerTom, of course, and also as well, best wishes to our good friend to get well soon, Jamie Sweet. You can catch him at his 5 Things articles at Lakerholics.com. Plus, also, my other good friend, Mr. Joe Soro, a.k.a. Ox1947. You can always catch him commenting today at LakersBall.com. And also, as well, if you want your lawn transformed into something much more beautiful than it is today, and you live in the Southern California area, go ahead and check out Simblades. That's Simblades with a Y.com. And, of course, our good friends at the Hoopheads Podcast Network. If you can go ahead and give them a shout-out at hoopheadspod.com, it is sincerely appreciated. There you go. See, he's mocking me again. See, he enjoys doing that. He torments me, this guy. My gosh. But I will say what is not tormenting is the Lakers' performance tonight. Something that we were hoping for with the Lakers coming off a hot 2-game winning streak, which is their biggest of the year so far, and coming in tonight against a team that looked very bad in the San Antonio Spurs the last night when they played the Clippers in the crypt. So last night they looked bad, and you cannot let them look any better. And the Lakers got off to an early good start, and they kept on going. And they looked dominant throughout. AD, Anthony Davis, once again with an outstanding performance in only 28 minutes, 30 points, 18 rebounds. Just a truly dominated performance again against a smaller team that didn't have Jakob Poeltl for them in the lineup. Austin Reeves chipped in with 21 on great shooting, 3 of 4 from 3 from the outside. Lonnie Walker, 6 of 12 from the field, 14 points he chipped in, looked really solid overall. And, of course, the bench, Russell Westbrook. Only 10 points. That's fine because he got 10 assists plus 14 off the bench. And Kendrick Nunn and Dennis Schroeder, 13 points each, plus 8 and plus 12. Excellent performances off the bench. And, of course, a big shout-out also to Thomas Bryant, who is 5 for 5 from the field, 5 for 8 from the line, and a big 15 points and 9 rebounds from him. The Lakers got the support they needed for AD, even with LeBron out of the lineup, and the Lakers cruised, finally, to a big win, 123-92. Blue Magic says, tell LakerTom that this win proves that we don't need a trade. Just kidding, Tom. That's what he says. Just kidding. Yes, it was a big win.
Is that what Rob Pelinka said?
That might be what Rob Pelinka says. Now, that's the problem. But they need...
That's the problem with Rob.
Let's ask him. Yes. Rob, do we need a trade?
Okay, ask him, Joe.
Do we need a trade? Do we need a trade? He's not saying anything.
He's going to wait till November 30th.
Yeah, or December
30th.
Well, that's what he said.
What's happening on November 30th?
Until after Thanksgiving.
Is that when the manos from above
because we need that time for LeBron James and Anthony Davis to prove that they really can win. We don't know if they can win. I think they've gotten their answer in the last 3 days.
I am excited for this to a degree. Obviously, I'm hoping we win Tuesday, but let's just say we lose because we're not going to be favorites. So let's say we end up.
I think we've got a chance to win.
We do have a chance to win. We do. But I'm going to laugh at the commentary when LeBron comes back and they lose, because then you'll start hearing the numbskull say, "Is this team better without LeBron?"
And you're going to say trade LeBron. And as I was listening,
LeBron because they're not winning.
well, as I was listening to Johan Buha the other day on the Athletic Pod, one of the many Athletic pods, he actually indicated and clarified that LeBron can't even be traded due to him signing the extension. So you can't even trade him. So all those people,
guys,
all those people that
I'm
are
not
want
talking
to
about
trade
logical
LeBron,
discussions here. I'm talking about dumb skulls.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Dumb
just saying.
skulls. I just
We're
made that
seeing
up.
it every time. Yeah, regardless. But still, I know because we see it every single time from these, people on our chat room. They say, oh, trade LeBron. You can't trade LeBron even if they wanted to trade LeBron. So LeBron was. Tom, you're on mute. But yes, I wanted to go ahead and make sure and let everybody know it was a great victory, the best game of the season overall for the Los Angeles Lakers. And here today to talk about today's game are two great guys indeed. Tom, are you on right now? Can you back in and back out, and we'll get you on right away. Right here today again is two great guys indeed. First up, you've got first man here was a guy during our whole live watch party. Now, I want to go ahead and say right now, LakerTom is making every effort to go ahead and be part of this watch party. So if LakerTom is making the effort, and you guys ask for this now, you ask for us to do watch parties. We're doing watch parties. Go to playback.tv and watch the games with us. It is a fun time, and we have a lot of fun, mainly because this guy really wants it to work out with these watch parties. Good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check out what he's doing today at Lakerholics.com. He's the number one Lakers blogger that's out there. It's LakerTom. LakerTom, you were enthusiastic about this performance from the get-go. This is the win we sorely needed. It's the win we think we deserve because the Lakers are now riding high on a 3-game win streak, and Joe is only one win away from the one-chip challenge. You're still on mute. You're still on mute. Keep trying to work on it. Keep trying to work it.
Subtitles, G.
Yeah, I might have to get subtitles for that. I don't have you on mute. I never touched mute on that. So, Joe, I'll bring in Joe, the guy on One Chip Challenge right now. It is Joe Soro from LakersBall.com. Joe is here. He's punching ready. He actually is in good mood. It's good to see. He's got the smile going. He's mocking me. Obviously everything's going good. LakerTom, do we have you here?
I don't know.
Yes. We do know now. Yes, you are here. Okay, we're going to have you on right now. It is LakerTom. LakerTom, thanks for your patience. Great game by the Lakers. I hope everybody got a chance to get to see LakerTom during the watch party because it's a game like this that it truly is enjoyable to watch.
Well, I was hoping that we would see the same type of focus on AD, getting off to a great start, trying to play good defense. I was a little worried when I heard that Jakob Tortla wasn't going to play because I thought that the team might get overconfident. But I love the way they came out in the first half, and it was quickly obvious that they were going to play really well. They shot well. They outshot the other team. They made 5 more threes than the other team. They made 21 out of 24 free throws. We may not be. I've got to take a look and see where we rank free throw shooting because we have really.
I'll look at that here in a minute.
Free throw shooting team.
Yeah, I'll look at it in a minute.
Well, we shot 35% tonight, which, as a Laker fan, is. I felt like they shot better than 35%, and I think a lot of the shots they missed, and this is I'm sure there's a stat out there.
Beverly was 1 of 5, I think, and Lonnie missed some early shots.
The timely threes were there. I felt like they were making them, right? And open.
Yeah, they made the plays every time, when you want to jump to a double-digit lead, you want to jump to a 20-point lead, you want to jump to a 30-point lead. You want to hold on to a 30-point lead. They did those things. They won a 31-point lead. Gerald and I were saying all along that let's hold that lead. Let's win this game by 30 points.
Yeah, once they went to 20, you heard me saying we need to push it to 30. We need to push it to 30.
And I like the fact that AD got 30. Got 30 and 18.
In 28 minutes.
In 28 minutes, Reeves got
so
21.
efficient. Oh my God, tonight. Ooh.
Reeves now has put together 3 or 4 games where he has been 15 points or better and at a high percentage, both from deep and on the floor, as well as playing good, solid defense. And I like the fact that he's 6'5". I mean, you forget when you see Reeves go inside and he displays his good footwork and everything. You forget the guy is 6'5", man.
Yeah.
And he's usually guarded by a guy who's smaller than 6'5", and he knows how to take advantage of it.
Well, it definitely was a great performance from the team. Definitely want to see more of this. Joe Soro from LakersBall.com and, of course, Simblades.com, and also part of our live watch party coverage. You got in there a little bit late, but what you said you saw, because you said you saw that virtually the entire game, was something that, again, put you in a really good mood.
It did. It was, sometimes once you've kind of gotten victory, what you do is you try to gauge the team's focus. The NBA, there's always going to be a run by the opposition. So they had built it to 34 points, and then it quickly went down to 24. Not to anyone's surprise, at least not me. And then what they did was they kind of continued to keep that 30-point, or at least going in and out of it, lead for a good quarter and a half.
Yeah.
I thought AD tonight showed, and I know the Spurs are not good, guys. I know this. But you beat a bad team by 30. And the fact that the Lakers have been bad and now they're playing well, to beat a bad team by 30, that is what you're supposed to do. So I commend them on that. I commend AD for playing about as MVP caliber as you've seen. I'm not going to talk about 2020. We always use 2020. AD's been doing this since he's been in the league. So AD looks spry. He looks focused. He looks like a leader. And it's showing with the team concept. It's Darvin Ham. We've been hard on the Lakers because we're Laker fans and we're imbeciles sometimes and we're ungrateful and entitled and all those things.
You are an imbecile. That's
yes,
okay.
Yes.
I'll let that
I will admit that sometimes I do go that route because I am obsessed with winning, and sometimes I can get obnoxious about it. So
really, I never knew that.
That's good. Thanks, G. I know you're getting back at me. I know you're getting back at me. I know you're getting back at me for mocking you. That's okay. I forgive you.
Well, if I was getting back at you for that, I'd be here all day.
The team ball movement, the shot making. Russell Westbrook threw some dimes today. I was just like, I was watching the game on my phone and then watching that amazing Sunday night game as well. So I was in this boom, boom, like this, going back and forth between the games and seeing amazing athletic ability from both sports. I think that's probably why I'm probably in a really good mood. Besides the fact that the Lakers won, I just felt like this is why we watch sports. There was no mention of anything other than what was going on, and we watched beautiful sports. We watched beautiful talent, amazing talent, Hall of Fame talent. Role player talent. You saw why these guys are professionals, and as a person who's a very big fan of sports, it just made it a Sunday night very, very enjoyable with good friends. Had drinks tonight, not too many, obviously. Had good dinners, and just enjoyed the evening, even on a Sunday. And the Lakers were a big part of that, and it was just nice. It was just nice to see the Lakers flourish. I'm really hoping that they can continue this run. LeBron comes in and fits in seamlessly. Fits in seamlessly, and then at that point, heck, if we can win on Tuesday, that confidence boost will be much, much higher. And I'm looking to sweep the Spurs in the next 6 days. I want them to go 3-0. regardless of what happens on Tuesday, I need them to sweep the Spurs at this point.
We could
I agree with
actually
you.
finish 10-10 for November at the end of the
that
would be incredible.
If we win,
It's a long shot.
if we win Tuesday, and they're going to be playing team ball like this, and LeBron doesn't kind of go into Harden mode, there's something there. We'll have to wait and
I'm
see.
just looking up the price of the
may not
one chip
have
challenge, by the
Dame.
way.
On the 30th, Portland might not have Dame. That would be an incredible comeback for the Lakers to be 10-10. And then I would really worry that Rob Pelinka would say, we don't need a trade.
Well, that would be the problem. I know
We need
that.
one more trade no matter what, but I don't know
Yes.
what to do now.
Say that again, Joe. I want to make sure that Rob hears that.
We
Need a
need
trade,
one.
no
We need
matter
one trade,
what.
Rob. One.
I just checked out the pricing on Amazon. It's about $19 for the one chip challenge. Just wanted to make sure everybody's aware of that. So
Are you
just
sending
one
that to
victory
me?
away. Well, I told you I'd buy it for you. So,
That's okay. Where can I buy it is the question.
well, Amazon, of course, but
It's only Amazon?
I don't know where else as far as retailers.
Okay.
So if
I'll
you
find
guys
out.
know
I'll
out there in
find
the
out.
chat, let
I'll
us
find
know.
out. The key here, I'm going to tell petting the cat, or petting my cat, is I'm not worried about my mouth. I'm worried about my stomach. I've heard that this stuff jacks up your stomach. Now,
Gotta eat
I
something.
am genetically fortunate that my stomach is pretty strong in terms of food. I don't have ulcers, or I eat a lot of spicy food, and I'm usually doing pretty well. But there has been a few times where I've had these like the blazing wings back in the day when it was good at Buffalo Wild Wings. That stuff kind of my stomach was warm for a few hours, but nothing catastrophic. But I've heard that this thing turns your mouth black and your stomach blue.
Oh, I got a good one for you. I'm looking up and I see, of course, the famous one chip challenge. I also see for $13 the last chip challenge. So that's even more.
I'll try to find.
It's
I'll
got
find,
the skulls on it. You should take a look. I'm gonna put this in the chat right there for you. It's got the skulls on it and everything. It looks really funny. That'd be hilarious.
I'm gonna eat a bunch of ice cream before I eat it, just to the stomach. But my mouth, there's nothing you can do about the mouth.
Yeah, don't eat it on an empty stomach. Do not
No, I
eat
won't.
whatever you do. Do not eat it.
Gargle with ice cubes before you do it.
Yeah. I'll do my best. I've never done any of these things before. These challenges. I've always laughed at people who did
It's
it.
kind of hazing stuff that ends up with somebody dying, but I don't want you to really worry that much.
No, I'll be fine, Tom. Don't worry about it. I think I'll be fine. I think it's gonna be.
You know what he's gonna do, Tom?
When he
You know
was
what he's gonna
burned
do? He's
with
gonna
the
go.
hottest chili that he'd
Take
ever
like
had.
the tiniest piece.
No,
off.
I'm not gonna do Shaq where he eats the chip and half of it falls out. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. That was a funny skit, and I've always thought since that skit that he did on NBA TNT on the TNT show that he does.
I love that from petting my cat.
Where he starts talking about his fraternity, right? He's like,
Yeah.
"Tell him, Kev, Omega Phi Psi till we die." And then all of a sudden he goes.
What's so funny about this is that petting my cat agrees with me. Go do the shadier one from a sketchy company that's actually cheaper. So I don't know what the difference on that is. I don't know what they're doing differently than the name brand one. But hey, that's up to you.
Hey guys, I don't do cheap stuff. Don't worry about it. I'll get the real thing.
Watch, he'll probably sneak like a Ruffles in there. Yeah, and it'll
you can't sneak.
This ain't nothing.
You can't sneak a Ruffles. That's too obvious. If it was gonna be any chip, it would be one of those Tostitos purple ones. But I don't know. I don't think it's that big. So
blue corn chip.
No, I'm gonna do the challenge, guys. I want this to be fun for everyone. And
it won't be in Pepper X. I'm assuming it's going to be Carolina Reaper. I think that's
whatever it is.
We'll ask Sean to be on because he used to be a paramedic, so he could,
he can fly from
in
Canada.
case we have an accident, he could give you advice on the air live.
Could be Ghost Pepper. You never know. Could be Ghost Pepper.
I'm gonna have milk and ice cream, and then
okay.
I'll
They
figure
haven't
it out.
won that fourth game yet, so you're still in the clear for now. But once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It's Gerald Glassford along with Joe One Chip Challenge Soro, and also as well LakerTom from
God, that would be
LakerHolics.com.
tragic if they lost the rest of the games.
We lost you again, Tom. We lost you again. I apologize. We lost you again. I know it's restream. I'm sorry. We'll get you back on. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to have to switch to StreamYard for our next showing if that's the case. But once again, it's the Lakers. Again, winning with ease, 123 to 192, doing a great job on both the offensive and defensive ends. Here's LakerTom coming back to us now. Thanks again, Tom, for your patience. When you see this kind of performance, yes, it was against a team that both you and I are clearly saw is a team that's heading for tanking. Popovich was not even coaching the game because he fell ill before game time. Still, it's got to give you some confidence that the Lakers can start doing some things good, not great, but good with the team they currently have now. I'm not asking about them not trading, but at least with the team that they have currently constructed, you can at least see some positive signs.
Well, I think that they see more than positive signs. I think that what you're seeing is they found a formula. They found a formula how to win. Now they know that formula is going to get tested because they have to somehow integrate LeBron James back into the lineup. And how do you do that without diminishing how effective and dominant Anthony Davis has been?
Yeah.
And then secondly, you know that you're going to be facing tougher competition. Yeah. So you're not going to run against teams where you've got the size advantage that you have because you are a small team. And you're going to be playing a lot of teams that were in the same situation as the teams playing the Lakers where they were going to get beaten up on the boards and beaten up in points in the paint. So the Lakers, the good thing is that other than the Suns game, the Lakers basically should win the rest of the way in November and should be able to finish 9-11. And then if they could pull off a win in the Suns game, they would miraculously finish 10-10 at the end of November, which would, as you pointed out earlier, Gerald, the main competitors in the West basically haven't set the league on fire. No. You got a lot of spots and a lot of opportunities for the Lakers to really make some moves. So if they were wondering whether or not after 20 games they were still in the run for the race for the championship, to be a playoff team, to really have a chance to make some noise, and then secondly, playing well the way that they've been playing, there can't be any question about A, do LeBron James and Anthony Davis still have enough to make it happen? And B, if we invest a couple of picks to get more size and shooting for this roster, I think this team can really be a legitimate championship contender. They may not be the favorite or even the second favorite, but especially in the West, I think they have a dang good chance to get to the finals. And then we'll see what happens. I think the Bucks are still going to be formidable, and the Celtics look like the best team in the league right now. But the Lakers have found a formula, and I give Darvin Ham a lot of credit for it because part of that formula is Russell Westbrook coming off of the bench. And can Darwin make that transition? I think that the nice thing is that we've run into a stretch where we're going to be able to rack up some wins, build some confidence, get a little more sure ourselves about what's really working and so forth, and tweak that formula a little bit and see what LeBron can add to it. How can we integrate LeBron James into the formula that we've got right now without taking away what's working for us right now? That's the big challenge that I think Darvin Ham has to solve. And based upon how he's solved the Westbrook dilemma, and he seems to have focused on you can't count today's rotations just because there's so much garbage time, but he's really focused on the right guys in the rotation. I can't complain like I had the complaints that I had with Frank that he wasn't playing the right players. I have to say that even though we've been shorthanded, and even though sometimes the lineups haven't been what we wanted to be, that they've done a good job on that. And so I think Ham's done an excellent job. And boy, I mean, what's our record now?
5-10.
Are we really 5-10?
We are really 5-10.
It's weird.
And we've got the same team that we beat by 30. We've got 2 games against them, so we theoretically should be 7-10. Then we play Portland, and we play the Suns. Who else do we play?
Agreed on that, BDA Pink. Those 3-guard lineups when they go, those are tough to watch. I agree with BDA.
Yeah, especially when they're Russ, Schroeder, and Nunn. That is a scary lineup, man.
Joe, you wanted to add something in there?
9-11. If they finish 9-11 to finish November, that's encouraging. Because when you go into December, you're gonna play Milwaukee on December 2nd. Then it's Washington, Cleveland, Toronto, Philly, Detroit, and then you beat Boston on the 13th. I mean, it's going to start.
Still got half of the games are still winnable because the Lakers really were picked to be in the middle. I think that we didn't play up to par for the first 10 games.
And we're on the road. We're on the road for a week,
and we haven't won. And we have yet to win on the road this season.
Yeah, right. We're on the road for a week and a half. We're basically for 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, we're going in the right direction, and we know what we have to do, and a lot is going to depend on LeBron.
Well, if the Lakers can get to 500, just to give you an idea, Tom, that right now the 10th place team is a 500 team.
Right.
The Lakers need to take advantage of the fact that these guys are, at least for the last 3 games, especially tonight, have shown the ability to run an offense and have different combinations of that offense, whether on the bench, starters, all that stuff, from big men to the guards. So now you can preserve LeBron. This is what we were talking about during the summer.
That's a really important point. I think you just brought up.
Thank you. It really is. This is a good thing because LeBron has not shown at any time in his career. If there's anything he's not shown, is not the ability to acclimate to his environment.
Right.
So if Darvin Ham is sitting there talking to LeBron and
he's
say,
the
LeBron,
king of that.
Absolutely. He is the king of that. LeBron, I'm playing you 28, 29 minutes. You're Tim Duncan in 2014. You're going to play 29 minutes tops. Let the young guys play, man. Let the young guys play. Let them ride this wave. And even if you lose a couple games here and there, keep the confidence up. Let them keep building.
Yep. If
they win Tuesday, now they're off. Their confidence goes up even higher. They win a couple of road games, it gets higher. But in the end, if they can build some cohesiveness, build some chemistry, and LeBron is maintained till the end. AD, guys, he's still 29. I'm not worried about AD. AD can play 35 minutes a game, 36 minutes a game. He's young enough. And let's see what happens then. But there is 1 or 2 pieces still missing. If we want to really get greedy and try to go back to hoping that we can compete, I don't know if I should be going there right now, but that's all I know. That's what my fingers and my instincts tell me. I don't know.
You know me, I'm the kind of guy that has to see it to believe it. I need to see the Lakers in that mix before I say they can get to that mix, because it's a ways now. They're looking still way up there at 5-10 before they get to go ahead and compete with the Phoenixes and everybody else is involved. The Denver,
2 more games against the same team that we just beat.
Yeah, and which they got to take. And
then
again,
the
they got to
Pacers
start.
And Blazers.
They got to start playing better on the road. They got to start doing a lot better, more things. This will hopefully give them the kind of momentum that they need, the kind of confidence they need heading into Phoenix to compete there. But you're right. They have to at least take those 2 games in San
Right.
Antonio in order to go
But
ahead
there's
and
nothing
really
wrong with
start to feel
saying
good
that
about
if
themselves.
they do that, and then they've got an easy part of the schedule behind them, and they're going to go on the road and they're going to face some of the big teams in the East. They're going to have to, respond. And I think that's fine. That's the challenge that you want. That's how you build a championship team. You have a championship run, and the run starts at certain points, and you go through the season. And we're still early in the season, so we're probably going to have a downturn at some point in time when we'll lose a bunch of games in a row. Everybody does at some point. But I think the key thing still is that we went through those first 10 games and it was like nothing was happening. We weren't really finding anything, nothing seemed to carry over from game to game. Certain players played well, but then they didn't play well. Then, and our superstars weren't playing well. They were down in the bottom of the ratings for plus minus for the team, which was all just kind of strange numbers. And then LeBron gets hurt and AD comes out and has those 2 monster games. And then tonight, another monster game. And along with him at the same time, we find some consistency coming from Austin Reeves and Lonnie Walker, which really dramatically helped the situation because all of a sudden you've got 3 guys that are producing 15 points or better per game.
Yeah.
And despite all of the lack of shooting, and even tonight we shot 35%, which is nothing really to brag about in the NBA, but still we ended up with 15 points more in the 3-point differential than our opponent because we kept them from making the threes.
Well, they shot 52% for overall, 35 from 3,
right.
And then of course great at the line. That you can't ask for much more than that from this team.
Did you ever look up where we were on the line as a team? I'd really be interested to see that.
As far as from free throws, yeah, I'll look that up right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Because 21 and 24, and then the way AD has been shooting, that's poor shooting. One of the best guides to whether or not a team can shoot threes, in my opinion, and a player can shoot threes, is his free throw percentage. And I think that's been proven statistically over and over that,
Lakers are currently, before this game, 10th, just to let you know, at just under 80%.
That's pretty good, just under 80% for the
Miami is shooting 86 as a team.
Wow. We weren't anywhere near there last year.
Yeah. One thing, before we head on out, guys, I want to ask you this in regards to the team itself. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It's Gerald Glassford along with LakerTom and also as well Joe Soro. Want to ask you this. Okay, LeBron's coming back, and I'm hearing all over chat room as far as what arranges do need to be made as far as the starting lineup. Joe, I want to start with you on this. Dennis Schroeder has been talked about as far as getting more time. Kendrick Nunn played well tonight. The only person that has not been playing well continuously is Patrick Beverley. Is it about time for us to get Patrick Beverley out of the lineup, not including with LeBron James out there? Obviously he comes back in the starting lineup and replaces somebody in the lineup. Is Patrick Beverley the one that has to move? And also, is Thomas Bryant that was mentioned in our live watch party. Should Thomas Bryant be, after his great performance, being more considered about being as the starting 5 if you want to move AD to the 4?
Yes, we discussed this on playback on playtime. Is it play?
Well,
what
is
playback.tv?
Playback, yeah. What was that?
What is the starting lineup before the injuries? What would we expect to go back if?
Well, if that's the case,
I think Reeves was starting. Reeves and Walker.
I think the original team was
LeBron, AD, Russ, Leaves, and Walker. Then he got rid of Russ.
No, I thought it was Beverly. Beverly
was starting.
Okay, right.
Lonnie Walker,
Lonnie Walker, Beverly and Lonnie Walker,
stars.
And then
Beverly, Reeves, and Walker. You going to replace one of those?
Troy Brown was, I think, in the starting lineup along with
AD. Troy
AD.
Brown, Lonnie, Beverly, LeBron, and AD. Which that wasn't really working, at least not at the beginning. But
thank you, BDA Pink. Yeah, it's Beverly, Walker, Brown, LeBron, and AD was your starting lineup.
I've liked Thomas Bryant's game on the offensive end when we got him. I said, okay, Thomas has a shot. He can obviously get to the rim and collect good dimes like he did tonight. Where he's going to struggle is on defense. However, you can switch that up with AD playing center on defense. And
they only did it a few minutes, about maybe what?
I know.
3 or 4 minutes tonight.
I don't know yet.
Who plays when when AD is not on the court? That's the big question. We need Thomas to play when AD is not on the court.
That's the thing. And also Reeves has to continue playing. I know BDA Pink says swap Reeves for Bev. We keep rolling. Reeves has to continue playing at this level.
I would swap Reeves for Bevs at this point.
Petting My Cat says keep Reeves on the bench. That's a good thing because you're getting production from him coming off the bench as well. I mean, it's a conundrum. How do you keep this kid's confidence going to him playing so well? That's the key. If he goes back to the bench or he stays in the starting lineup.
No, I think Reeves is a good bench player, and that's where he belongs. Russell Westbrook is flourishing, which is weird because he does a lot of his damage with the starters anyways, which is, I don't know. The Lakers need a couple more players to really solidify this. And Patrick Beverley and Nunn,
Walker's the guy who should stay in the starting lineup after we've made a trade.
And that's the thing, though.
Reeves and Troy probably go to the reserves.
But Zangerstein has been saying, something here as far as the lineup is concerned. AD has been playing really well at the center spot down low. He's more forced to stay down low much more often. I think it's better suited for him right now.
I think a lot of it too is the players, his guys up front are playing better defense. There's more cohesiveness. There's more chemistry. This is the part a few years back where he could play the Ed Reed role. He could play the Ed Reed role, and the guys in front of him were doing enough to where he would clean up a couple of messes, and that would be it. I mean, if you guys had watched, I think it was around the 8-minute mark, AD was grabbing rebounds like Shaq during the three-peat era. I mean, especially in the playoffs. I mean, Shaq was getting 20 rebounds like they were nothing, and he was just monstrous. And some of them were, they weren't just falling in his lap. He was going after them, and that's due to the fact that guys up front were playing good perimeter defense. If these guys are going to,
I think it's also that there's a funny thing happening with AD, and I think the single most important thing was LeBron being out, because all of a sudden, AD's mentality has always been like when he was with the Pelicans, he was always like top stud. He was the alpha. He was the alpha dog. There was never a question. Even when Cousins came around, there was never a question. This is AD. He was always the player that everybody wanted, that the Lakers wanted, the Celtics wanted. And then he comes and he plays with LeBron. And I think we can't, for 2 years now, we've been expecting that he was going to, after the bubble, that he was going to take over the baton and become the number one alpha player for the Lakers. And he's never done that. And I think a big part of it has been injuries, obviously, and inconsistency of his own play. But all of a sudden, he got an opportunity when the team really needed him. They were down terrible. They were 2-10, and AD and LeBron's all of a sudden out. 2-10, and you lose LeBron. Everybody thought the team was going to go to hell. And AD comes out and he two great games, 38, 37 points, 16, 18 rebounds, 4 blocks. And then tonight, he just demolished him in the first half. We've all of a sudden found a formula.
Well, the thing is, though, do you really expect Beverly to be taken out of the lineup on Tuesday, that when LeBron most likely comes back?
I don't really care.
I do, unless you actually think he can actually stop or slow down Booker. Because if you don't think he's going to slow down Booker,
I think he can, because Booker's a guy that I've seen get it. Guy can get in Booker's head.
That's the problem with Booker. You can get into his head. And if Patrick Beverley is going to do his first mind F this year, which he hasn't done any of it, right? He's been not a good shooter. He's been struggling on D somewhat.
Well,
but
it's like with KD. I keep hearing all of the numbers that KD got 31 points and Beverly, everybody's slamming Beverly. But if you go back and look at the numbers, when Beverly was guarding him, KD missed a lot of shots, and KD is another guy who you can get into his skin, I mean, I thought Pat's played good defense. It's always been there's a little bit of cheapness to the type of defense he plays.
I want to see AD lay into Ayton because that guy's been freaking slapping us around.
This would be a real test. This would be a real test.
I want AD to go into that game going, he ain't doing jack crap tonight.
He's been playing against boys.
Yeah.
He's been playing against boys.
I'm getting tired of watching his rear end freaking make every damn 1 foot layup over and over again. It's time to serve him.
AD cannot get in foul trouble.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Ayton isn't that type of player.
He has gotten into foul trouble before against AD.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't get into foul trouble.
There are certain players that are very difficult for him to guard, but he's generally been pretty good about not getting in foul trouble. But I mean, if you were the other coach, what's wrong with a strategy of throwing the ball into your center every time? If you got a pretty good center who can score like Ayton can, they're paying him a lot of money, even though they didn't want to pay him that much. I'd throw the ball into Ayton every time and force the Lakers to not, to double team him or whatever. Just don't let AD just get fouled out of the game.
Well, that's a pretty good idea, Seth, to trade him to the Warriors. He could fill in for the loss of GP2. You saw the Warriors tonight. They got out of it based off of some great shooting by both Curry and Klay Thompson. Finally came to life against the Houston Rockets, who have the absolute worst. And I know the Clippers wannabe uniforms the Lakers had tonight are bad. But if you got a chance to see the Houston Rockets Sunday white uniforms, those things are god-awful. I'm going to say they're the absolute worst. I'm just going to leave it at that. And you can judge if you're on your own. Got this like little yellow, green, yellow thing going around the waist, and I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah. No, never, absolutely never. If I was a Houston Rockets fan, I would be ashamed, but that's just me. But yeah, you're right. They do need to go ahead and shore up their defense, even with what you see out there from Draymond Green. They have issues still on the defensive end, and of course, nobody's been consistent outside of Steph Curry, who's had a tremendous season so far. So yeah, I think that would be actually a good move if Bev goes over to the Warriors. But what would you get back in return? Would you get back a pick? Would you get back one of the maybe a Moody or Kuminga? That would be great, but I don't think they do that. Huh?
Draymond.
Why would
Well, you give him Pat and none for Draymond. I'd take that deal any day. They wouldn't.
I don't want Draymond.
No.
He's done.
Nah.
He's finished.
He still has moments like he did today in today's game, but yeah,
wait a minute, both of you. You're talking about getting Draymond Green for Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn. Come on.
Hey, well, we'd probably have to give up a pick.
No, we'd have to give up a pick.
We'd have to give up a pick.
I think the only chance, if we don't do anything with Indiana, the only chance we can trade Beverley is if we take on a larger contract, and then possibly them wanting to get rid of that contract, give us a pick, then use your picks to go get something else.
Tom, you're off again, man. I'm so sorry, Tom. You're off again. I apologize. You're going to have to come back in again. He's coming. He's got something good to say, and unfortunately can't say it. All right, he's leaving, I guess, for tonight. I'm sorry. LakerTom has I guess, had enough of Restream for tonight. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro along with me, Gerald Glassford. Truly appreciate it. We're going to close on out here in a few, but, Joe, I want to hear your thoughts on this, my friend, in regards to, finishing out this month strong. They've got the 2 games against San Antonio that they have to go out there and dominate. They have to go out there and play with some confidence. Will they still be able to maintain that even if they do lose on Tuesday against the Suns?
I don't see why they wouldn't, especially if they're competitive on Tuesday. even if they finish 8-12, let's say they win 3 of the next 5, it's still an improvement on where they were. For them to surprise us all and finish 500, then we can start really talking about how this team is starting to figure it out. Because if they started 0-5 and they happen to go get the 500 after 15 games, that's a hell of an accomplishment. But you know, it's discussions we've had in the summer where you either look like a genius or you look like a fool. So right now, we started the season calling everyone a fool, and then now we've sort of forgotten about that and are letting things develop a little bit more. And this is, I don't want to say I regret I regret we talking about the inadequacies of the front office, because I even heard today that there was a trade that, and I don't know if McMahon?
Dave McMenamin.
McMenamin. He had mentioned how there was a trade with Toronto that was on the table last year for Taylor Horton-Tucker, and we would have received a first-round pick and one of the Raptors players. And if that is true, it's just another negative in the Rob Pelinka management of the team, because we wouldn't be having these discussions, I think, as much if we had a little bit more assets. Instead, we traded Beverly for Beverly with THT, then didn't get anything out of it. That is still kind of hovering around me. You know, he's still hovering.
Mm-hmm. That he is. He's hovering right now. Rob Pelinka.
Is Rob going to screw this up like he screwed it up the last year and a half? Now, Russell Westbrook is playing well. So now, is it a screw job yet? I don't know, because Russell Westbrook played really well today. He played really well today. So we're going to have to change our tone if this is the Russell Westbrook we're getting. But we still need reinforcements. We still need a big and a shooter. And then if we can get those 2 spots, however it can happen, or at least 2 really good shooters, this thing could get interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know how interesting, but it could get interesting. It could make the show at least somewhat entertaining from a positive standpoint, instead of the dread standpoint that we've been used to since the back half of last year and now, or the first 3 weeks of the season.
Thank you, Top Doc. Appreciate the comment. It's a great comment, and we truly appreciate it. You know, we're trying our best here at the Lakers Fast Break to promote as best we can on social media. And obviously, if you've got a fan out there, a Lakers fan in your life, please let them know about us here at the Lakers Fast Break. We also do the live watch parties. We are on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break, and you can watch along with the game with us right there for you at playback.tv. You get LakerTom, Joe Soro, sometimes Sean Grice, myself. We all stop by. And of course, you got to always hear us after the games right here at the Lakers Fast Break. So again, thank you so much for the great comment, Top Dog M. Appreciate so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing so. And if you haven't already, please subscribe out there so you can get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air, not only for our post-game shows, but also as well our NBA observations. Want to mention that our NBA observations will be Wednesday this week. And of course, our Lakers History 101 classes. I will say, as the Dean of Lakers Fast Break University, we are going to go ahead and observe the Thanksgiving week. We're going to go ahead and give everybody a week off from Lakers History 101, but we will be discussing next week. There will be a day where we do talk about Lakers History 101 and the metamorphosis that is known early in the basketball life of the Minneapolis Lakers. We're going to talk about the Minneapolis Lakers on our next Lakers History 101, but that's not coming up until next week. But we will have an NBA observations on the Eastern Conference. That's coming up on Wednesday. Plus, of course, our post-game shows on Tuesday and Friday. So look out for that. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. Joe, what lineup would you send out there on Tuesday against the Phoenix Suns?
'Suns? I would stick with what's been working. with their current starting lineup. They've started with AD at the 5. They've started with Lonnie Walker and Reeves, and you don't want to change that other than obviously putting LeBron in. So you're gonna have to move Reeves to the bench, then just put LeBron in his space and leave
So
everything else
you're a
the same.
Reeves bench guy.
Well, I there's no choice. You have to put somebody there, and I think Reeves is a bench player. No, Reeves is a bench player on a competitive team.
Mm-hmm.
If he's starting, that means your talent pool is not efficient. That's what that is. And he's a bench player. The pressure off the bench for a player of his talent is great. And him covering a guy for being sick or injured or whatever, that's fine. Every now and then putting him in the starting lineup, that's fine. I don't think I mind that.
I do want to mention to Zangerstein that, actually, excellent point. They were forced to be playing 3 guards out there because of their current roster construction. I agree with you on that. It did not look pretty when they had AD and Thomas Bryant and the 3 guards, Russell Westbrook, Schroeder, and I think it was Kendrick Nunn, if I'm not mistaken. And then the other time they looked bad was when AD sat down for a period of time, I believe in the third quarter. He sat down when they went on a 10-0. Actually, I think they missed 11 shots in a row. The Spurs did coming out of the third quarter.
They didn't score a field
they
goal.
missed 11 shots in a row. 11 shots in a row to start the third
they
quarter.
didn't score a field goal. I think it was 4:39.
11 shots in a row they missed,
Yeah.
and then AD sat down and it started to get a little bit closer to 20 points, and I think that was probably not a good time for the Lakers, a good lineup as far as that's concerned. But AD came back out and settled things. But then again, when they threw that 3-guard lineup with AD and Thomas Bryant, that didn't look exactly altogether great as well because of the size issues out there. But I will say again, that's of course Zangerstein, just a great perception as far as the roster construction. They still, like you said, Joe, need those kind of tweaks that need to be made in order to get this team a little bit more competitive than what they are right now.
Okay, so let's say they keep Reeves in the starting lineup. They're probably going to have to bench Beverly because then you still have size with Brown, Walker, AD, and LeBron. But my guess, my thinking is they're going to put Reeves at the bench and let Reeves play with Westbrook coming off the bench. I think they have a good chemistry going there together. So expect AD, LeBron, Beverly, Brown, and Walker to start on Tuesday. And then if we happen to get Schroeder and Bryant and Westbrook and Nunn to play as well as they did tonight, it doesn't really matter how it starts. It matters how it ends. And it would be nice to win our first road game against Phoenix.
So what about Troy Brown? You don't seem to, he seems to always get lost in the shuffle. I think he plays really solid defense. I think he provides, some of the things that we really don't have much of is that a wing player. He doesn't shoot great, but he does a lot of playmaking.
He's a 6'7" guy who can shoot relative, if he gets an open shot, I don't sit there and go, oh my God. It's size, guys. At this point, you got to play with the size. It's a lot easier to guard a big team with a guy who's 6'7" versus a guy who's 6'1" who's struggling.
Yeah.
So I understand. And again, the youth thing has to play a factor, guys. You're talking about a 23-year-old versus a 34-year-old. It matters, guys. It's a young man's game. And
I mean, it just seems to be the conflict everybody's having right now as far as who goes in and who comes out of the starting lineup, because we all know LeBron James is very close to returning. He may come back as early as Tuesday. So I'm actually leaning towards Beverly being out of the starting lineup.
You want? Yes. If that's the case, I'm in total support of it.
Reeves is playing off confidence right now. I don't want to miss the kid's confidence.
Absolutely. I don't think it would. I think it's going to come down to matchups. Is Austin? You think so?
I think he's right now riding high. I don't think he had very much confidence to start the season because he is literally terrible out there the first 2 weeks of the season.
But
I
everyone
think
was
that was all
terrible.
confidence. I think
Everyone
with a
was
lot of these
terrible.
players, it's about confidence.
Everyone was terrible. If you really want to go that
Well,
route,
Beverly has
everyone.
still been terrible
This
on the
team,
offensive side.
this team looks night and day the last week. It almost doesn't make any sense. It's not even about, oh, we were building a chemistry and no one knew each other. It looked like, it almost looked like something happened. Like the Celtics last year, what was it, in December? They had a team meeting and then
I
everything
think no, it
turned
was
around.
January. I think it was early
Yeah,
January.
yeah, they were struggling. Ime Udoka was like, you were thinking, oh, this guy can't connect with these guys. All of a sudden, Marcus Smart had some kind of player meeting, and everyone just said, you know what, you're right. Let's start playing, team ball.
They played more team basketball. Was too focused on Brown and Tatum.
And maybe Darvin Ham went into. Maybe Darvin Ham did what I said he should do: show the Utah Jazz footage. Look what these guys are doing. And it's not like these guys have been playing with each other forever. Markkanen was a bull, like half the team wasn't even together. How are these guys playing so well? You have a rookie coach. How are you not? You guys, we have AD and LeBron James. How are you? And Russell Westbrook. How are we not? We've got Hall of Fame players. One of them in his prime still, the other on the tail end, but still capable. How are we not? Let's just play team ball, guys. Let's relax. Stop worrying about the noise, and let's do our thing. I think that might have happened. I think it happened at some point because it changed too drastically. It changed too drastically for anything else to happen. How does it make sense that they looked like they had never played basketball together before? I've seen plenty of out of the gate slow starts, but it wasn't 2-10. It was like 5-5. That's what worried me. If they were 5-5 and slow at coming together, I'd be like, well, guys, they're trying to do something here. Give it a minute. But there was nothing to indicate that this team was going to start playing well, because we also saw a little bit of this last year for an entire second half. We were worried. However, they've changed something. I don't know what they did, but thank God they did.
One of the things I do want to ask you, though, real quick before we head on out is, Zangerstein doing a great job in our comments. Everybody's doing an awesome job in the comments. Truly appreciate it. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. Actually, we'll stay on a little bit longer because it seems like you guys are active out there. We're building an audience right now, so the audience is actually starting to roll on in. So we truly appreciate you joining us. Once again, the Lakers did win, going away, cruise control, 123-92 for their best victory of the season. They're now 5-10. The thing that you mentioned, Zangerstein, is that Austin Reeves and Lonnie Walker both have point guard skills. You're saying Lonnie leans more to a two guard. I agree with you, but I think from a secondary playmaking standpoint, both are really good at that. It's when you ask him to be the primary ball handler, I think that's when you get in trouble. It's similar to what we tried to put Alex Caruso and make him the number one, time when he was making him the point guard. It just does not fit or work for them. I think if you give them off the ball skills to be able to go ahead and get the pass in and then decide what to do, Joe, do you think that really works out better for them if they're both secondary ball handlers in the offense so that they can go ahead and distribute or make the right choice from there?
There are role players and then there's stars.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2.5 stars, let's say. And the rest have to play their role. The job of Darvin Ham and the stars is to enhance the role players so that they understand what they need to do. What's their limitations? What kind of matchup do they have? Obviously, something happened tonight where Darvin Ham and the players knew what matchups to exploit. So when you were watching Schroeder running around, I don't know if you guys were watching. This is stuff I pay attention to. I know I'm boring, but I'm watching Dennis Schroeder play the Steve Nash role where he's weaving and jiving and going all over the area, and all of a sudden he finds somebody open under the basket, or he shoots a relatively open shot. That is taking advantage of a Dennis Schroeder. Putting Dennis Schroeder at the perimeter and having him watch, what's that going to do? That's not going to really do much. Having somebody like Troy Brown Jr. Okay, Troy, you're 6'7". You've got a huge wingspan. Play good team defense. If you get an open shot, we're gonna find you. Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn is an ISO player, and if you're trying to play team ball and you got the ball moving around, he's probably not going to be at his best. However, if other players are making shots, he's probably going to have some space. And if he makes the shot, that's where he's going to be effective. AD tonight was AD first All NBA, AD Defensive Player of the Year candidate. When you have that backing you up and you're making shots, even if you're a role player, I mean, come on, you're just not going to lose. And I like how they, again, the NBA is a run league. How often do we see a 20-point lead dissipate to 7 points in a matter of 2 minutes?
Well, the San Antonio Spurs have the worst transition defense in the league, and it was apparent tonight that it looked really bad. And the Lakers, if they want to run and they want to go in transition, Joe, and that really helps your confidence if you're running the floor. Thomas Bryant, for the lack of athleticism vertically, he might not have as much anymore after the injury. He can still out hustle a lot of big men, as we saw tonight, giving himself a lot of opportunities at the rim for those lobs.
It just looked like today, regardless of what's happened, it looked like today the Lakers knew how to play team basketball from front to end, from quarter 1 to quarter 4. And if you're going to sit AD and they're going to make a run, that is the time for them to make a little run. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Your number one guy is sitting. They make a run, but here's the beauty of this. You had a 30-point lead.
Yeah.
So what do I say when I talk about good bench play? Okay, I'm not expecting the bench to – I don't want the bench to give up a 10-0 run. But regardless if it's the bench or the starters, this is the NBA. Somebody's gonna make a run at some point, and that was the perfect time to make a run. And then Darvin Ham starts AD in the fourth quarter, which, because I'm so used to the old ways still, I'm thinking, man, we're up by 30. AD can rest the fourth quarter. Darvin didn't do that. He didn't take that chance. He let him play a little bit. They maintained the lead. They even extended it to a degree. And then towards the end, he was able to sit and be comfortable. And another game with AD where he looked like he was just – it looked so easy. He looked like Tom Brady in a game-winning drive on a Sunday. Like just, we're down by 3, no problem. I'm going to go score a touchdown. And I love that. I just love AD. I love his game. I love his demeanor. I know he's been known to be soft, but – we can't have everything, folks. Shaq couldn't make free throws. Okay. Kobe sometimes had a problem with not, understanding his guys. I go, we've never had a perfect player ever play. So I'm going to enjoy when I see greatness, when I can see it, especially if he's on my team. And I'm just happy. I'm happy to see that they were playing really good team basketball. It's not just because they won. If they had won struggling in this game, I would have still been happy. But I'd be like, really, you guys couldn't kind of smack around a team that had Brett Brown coaching it, and guys I didn't even know who the heck they were hardly. I don't even know 90% of these guys over here. So they beat a bad team by the amount that they should have beat them. They beat them like they were a Golden State or a 1 seed. That's how you do it, and that's what's encouraging.
We'll see what happens, though, when it comes to LeBron coming back on the court, most likely on Tuesday in Phoenix, because he was pretty close tonight to going ahead and playing. Wanted to rest him and actually was wise in that decision that they didn't have to play him at all. Let's see what happens when he comes back on the court and that usage rate for him goes up while everybody else's goes a little bit down. Will AD still be the dominant force? Will the guys that are supposed to be helping him out as far as the supplemental end, the rotation players, will they be still playing as well? It'll be very interesting thing to see. I did want to mention before we head on out, though, Russell Westbrook, again, playing a very solid role, 22 minutes, plus 14, 10 points and 10 assists. I want to mention that this is probably the best way that Russell Westbrook can be effective for your team. The only reason I say it's because there's still those times, like at the end of the first half. I think that if Joe or you were on the live stream, you would have been absolutely out. You would have been just so angry at what Russell Westbrook did at the end of the half. We did one of those Russell Westbrook moves where he threw the ball away and just stopped. He did not hustle back on defense, and his man went all the way on a fast break and scored a layup at the end of the half, which was very frustrating to see. But overall, his performance coming off the bench has been really solid. This is the way that Russell Westbrook should be playing. He's shooting well, especially from the outside for him. Probably, from the outside, he's been shooting better now than he ever has been before. From the inside, it's not as good, but at least from the outside, it's been like I said, pretty darn good for him. Your thoughts on Russell Westbrook before we head on out?
Well, Russell Westbrook was a 12 plus minus tonight, and it seems like when the Lakers win, he's in that area. We have a $47 million player that's playing well and has adopted the team concept.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying about AD, we can't expect Russell Westbrook to be Chris Paul, in his prime. He's still going to make a boneheaded play every now and then, but what he's not doing is he's not making terrible basketball decisions. He's actually lobbing it to players that are able to catch the ball
He's making
comfortably.
better choices for the most part.
And that is it's so weird. This usually happens in baseball where people get into a slump and they need to bust out of it. This isn't typical a bit in basketball. Like, how did you play so terribly and then all of a sudden forget about how terrible you played and played amazing out of nowhere? It's weird. It's a weird situation we have here.
Well, again, I don't want to disparage him too much, but I know Jordan's a big fan of his, and saying how great he's been playing, and I was saying maybe not last season.
Jordan is a positive person.
Absolutely, and credit him for that.
So in my rule, positive times a negative equals a negative.
Okay. Well, I was complimenting him on his positive.
That's
we always do for LakerTom.
That's another math, but only for Jordan.
I mean, this is the way Russ needs it. Russ needs to play under control. Russ needs to play.
It's not that. It's not that. That makes sense. Okay, you got to play better. That's an easy answer.
Under control with better decision making.
What
like
did
he's
Darvin
doing now?
Who talked to Russell Westbrook and got him out of this weird space in his head? It's I would love to ask Darvin Ham that, maybe off the record. Darvin, what'd you say to this guy? For real. What'd you say? Was it maybe a family member? Did you call his mom? Did you call his dad and say, "Hey, dude, come on"? And then did Russell finally say, "All right, dude, you're right"? Did he finally admit? Because that was really the main issue last year's the accountability issue. If you're stinking it up like a Draymond Green, you might be hitting the wall, right? But there's too much speed and there's too much athleticism that's still there with Russell Westbrook to completely stink the way he did. So it was all mental. But what did it change? That's an interesting thing that I'd love to find out. How this changed all of a sudden in a week. It can't be just simply he got him off the bench. That doesn't make any sense to me. You don't just start playing good basketball because you don't play the first 3-4 minutes of a game. That doesn't make sense. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. I'm glad it's happened. Just curious on how it happened, just to kind of make things kind of fun in terms of speech on the show. But the Lakers are going to get LeBron James back on Tuesday, and I hope that I hope it was a precaution on his groin. I think it was. They probably just wanted to give him a break for a week. And if players can play as well as they did tonight, you'll probably see a fresh LeBron playing about 28, 29 minutes, especially if it's a win.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for as well, and that's what we're hoping for. The only thing we're worried about, I think, as a unit, what I see as far as in the chat room is the same things I could see as soon as he comes back in the lineup. Again, his usage rate, the fact he needs the ball so much, and where he gets shot happy from three and just taking the rest of the team out with him. Does AD still stay in motion? Does AD still go ahead and get the ball where he needs to get the ball at? Does the rest of the team, the supporting cast, are they still able to contribute and contribute well as they have in the past couple of games? That's what I worry about when LeBron comes back. We'll definitely see, because again, when you have someone that has or needs the ball so much, the rest of the team now needs to support him, and in doing so, it couldn't be taken out of or what was they were doing so well in the previous games. That's what I'm worried about. I'm just worried about LeBron coming back, trying to be LeBron, and everybody else having to sacrifice way too much in order for him to try and do so.
The one part LeBron does well is play team basketball, and he hasn't shot very well this year. My guess is Darvin Ham is going to reiterate that to him. Hey, bud, just keep doing what these guys are doing. Try, if there's an open shot, take it. If not, there's an open lane, go to the lane and do your, these guys they're building enough space out there to where they can really get some nice dimes. Whether it's, have you noticed also, you haven't been seeing a lot of bounce passes? Remember what I was saying about the bounce passes?
Yes.
Why the hell are these guys doing bounce passes when there's no passing lane? Okay, you have tall guys, throw it in the freaking air, let them jump. Lonnie Walker can jump out of the freaking roof. How his name is not Skywalker, I don't know why yet. I mean, that's the perfect explanation. Every time I see that guy jump, he jumps like Kenny Walker. Remember Kenny Walker with the fade for the Knicks? I mean, it's a spitting image, just how he just flies in the air. Use that. Use the athleticism. Don't do it with Reeves. I've seen them do a couple of alley-oops with Reeves. Reeves doesn't get up that high.
No.
And
Reeves,
he's not Caruso.
Passing the ball is good. Reeves trying to catch the ball is not so good.
Yeah, and again, recognition maybe from the coaching staff, recognition from tape by the players, or a combination of both. Folks, Phil Jackson said it best. It's basketball. It's really not that complicated. The reason why we are not in the NBA is because we don't have godly athleticism and a little bit of, an understanding of basketball. But it's mainly the physical part, guys. So when you have the physical part, that you can do that, right? To some degree. Of course, not everybody makes it. But for us who have been watching basketball for 30 years plus, have played, recreationally, I know spacing. I know when to do a bounce pass. I know when to go to the hole. Now, I can't get to the hole like Lonnie Walker and dunk on it right now. But if I'm an observer and I'm watching the game, it's very easy to assess what's going on. And the frustration will always grow if you're sitting there going, why are you doing this when I know you can do this?
Well, let me point something out that Tycoon Rave says. As Jordan Brown says, AR-15 can jump out of the gym. Tycoon Rave says, Braun makes everyone better. Laker players not making shots. I hate these soft conversations. Tycoon Rave, I would normally agree with you. For virtually the entirety of his career, LeBron has made other players better. This year, you cannot convince me of that yet. I mean, Joe has said it out loud as far as, some of in our chat room have said he's just going for stats only. I don't think he's going for stats only. I don't think he's going for just the scoring record. I just don't think he's at the point where he can make everyone better now at 38 years of age. I think it's a very hard ask, and I think it's a very tough ask to ask him to do that at 38 years of age, to do the same things he's been doing throughout his entire career.
Okay, I don't know what soft conversation means. Do you want me to be hard?
No, he just thinks that, because it's LeBron James. He thinks that he just automatically, by stepping on the court, makes everyone
No,
better.
no, that's not true. I'm sorry.
Normally, that's been the case for
Yes, but
many,
guys,
many years.
we are not in the business of what happened a month ago. We're in the business. Look at our demeanor right now. It's different than it was even a week ago.
Yes.
We are in the "what have you done for me yesterday" business. And as of this year, the first 14 games of the year, LeBron James has shot terribly. He's missed layups in the past, but he's missed a lot more. It's been worse this year because of the fact that he can't shoot. And they weren't playing well. They
How
were
many
not
games
playing well
did
when
they
he was
win with
playing.
LeBron this season?
So you can't sit there and say LeBron. Okay, we know LeBron is a team player. We know that he's going to play team ball. That's been his gift. That's been his. That's the one thing he can always be known for. Just like Magic was. But he has not played well and he's not played well in terms of team basketball.
He's not played to his standards.
No. And we also have to understand that he is 38 or will be. Is that in December, right?
Yeah, 38.
So this is why it may have been a blessing in disguise that he didn't play, because now the team has built a little confidence. They've got a little run in them. And I can say that I have full confidence that LeBron won't mess that up. He'll play a role. And then, and my hope is that now we have the ability to give him less minutes a game. He has to play below 30 minutes a game for him to be an asset when it matters.
Because right now he's averaging 36 minutes a game.
Way too many minutes. That's 7 minutes too much. That's a half a quarter too much. He needs to be playing much, much less. And in this run, we're going to find out if these guys can play with LeBron in the same way they've played without him. We're going to find out here. I wish we had played the Spurs again on Tuesday just with him to kind of get a little practice with them. But we're going to find out. We're going to get thrown in the fire here. Pardon the pun, playing the Suns. So let's see what happens. Now, if they play well and they lose, we're going to be able to make the difference there. We're going to be able to explain the difference. We're going to see how they play. Because Phoenix is a freaking damn good team. And they're good at home. And they're good at home against us. So we're going to see.
We're going to see indeed. Again, let me ask you this one last time as far as the starting lineup. What starting lineup did you say you would throw out there against Phoenix on Tuesday? I say Beverly is out. You say
I would take Beverly out.
Okay, so now you want to take Beverly out. Okay.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I would take Reeves out because Reeves. I don't know if Reeves is going to play as freely with LeBron there. I think he's going to stand around too much. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Beverly is that veteran guy on the floor that can kind of, especially if they're going to put, which is probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to put him on Booker. And Tom made a great point in that he could be at least somewhat of a nuisance, even without the yapping, which I haven't seen him really yap too much other than to the refs this season, which is probably why he hasn't been bothering me. Even when he's yapping to the other team, that still bothers me.
The one he did on Friday, though, when he flopped right there, that would have gotten you. I know that would have made you mad, the one he did on Friday. So.
Yeah, I mean, a flop every now and then is
give that to him.
Is okay. Again, like I said, we're not all perfect. He's going to do what he's going to try to do.
And Jordan, we think LeBron is going to play. We think 4 games.
Oh, he's playing Tuesday.
He's practiced before the games. He's actually warmed up before the games, and they've kept him out. I think he's playing Tuesday.
He's playing Tuesday. Yeah. This was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to play tonight.
I said that on Friday. That's what I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. But we're in a position now to start feeling good about. Lakers have a good chance of feeling good about themselves now. They got a 3 straight wins is a lot better.
One more, Jordan. One more. And then Joe eats the 1 chip challenge.
Yeah, one chip. No one wants to eat the 1 chip challenge more than I do right now. I want to win, and I want to win big. And we beat Phoenix if the Lakers beat Phoenix on Tuesday, I am going to be extremely excited about what could come after that.
And
But then,
Tycoon, we agree with you. Just because the team is on a run does not mean that they don't need an upgrade. They do need an upgrade in talent. This is something, though, that they can take this momentum and take it forward to at least get them in a spot, maybe get it close to 500 by the end of the month, maybe by the time the 15th rolls around and some more players become eligible for trades, that maybe by the time that they gets to the 15th that the Lakers can sneak above 500, at least get them there to a point where they can become more competitive before they go ahead and add more quality players to that rotation. Because you saw tonight, they have to throw, like Zangerstein said, they have to throw 3 guard lineups out there, and those aren't going to work against better teams.
John talking about buttholes. Why am I not surprised? Keep your private stuff private. Johnny
He was
boy.
talking about yours after the wood chip.
I know he's talking about mine. You should probably not talk about that on air or off. Anyways, totally threw me off what I was going to say here a little bit.
He had, yes. Mission accomplished.
Let's go LakerTom mode with a little bit of my own thing here. I just thought of it now. Let's say we finish this month 10-10. Let's say we run the table. Okay. Will that be the indicator to Jeannie and Rob to go, all right, guys, I think we're starting to get a team here that we were expecting. Now we need to get reinforcements. Now it's worth it, because they didn't want to do the trades if they were going to stink like they did the second half of last year. Mm-hmm. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of rope, Jeannie and Rob. We're going to see here if they make a run here. They end up going, let's say they get the 500 at 15-15, playing it safe here, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to bring in reinforcements? Because now you have 52 games left. 52 games after you go 15-15.
And to give everyone an idea right now, 10th place in the Western Conference is at 500.
Okay. That's it. So it's 52 games left in the season going to tell you, look, we need to have the right couple of guys to put in with this team. We have 2 expiring contracts that total almost $20 million. Can you flip that for a player that is beyond this year, but is talented, like a Terry Rozier, let's say, or a Buddy Hield? Why is that relevant? Because you may not have to spend a draft pick. The other team will trade those guys because they want to get out of extended contract years. They can get out of it by taking on Nunn and Beverly. That right there, if I'm a general manager, is something I would consider.
Who wanted to lick your feet? I don't remember this. John McKinley. Maybe John McKinley wants to.
Hey, John, maybe go do your own show where you talk about this kind of stuff, man. We're talking sports here.
Stay on the air, but
talking
I'm glad you're with us.
Feet and buttholes. What is this? What kind of show is this?
This is the Lakers Fast
Break. I'm a family man here, guys. I don't do this kind of stuff.
Well, he's just talking about the one chip challenge, of course. But yeah, John McKalian has his own great channel, but I'm glad he's here. Go ahead and support John McKalian's channel as well. As long as, if you can, please subscribe as well. Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers, once again, big victory for us. Going away. Just truly appreciate everybody sticking around and actually building our audience as we go on. My friend, before we head on out, we got to go ahead and discuss, again, when it comes to a trade, Petting My Cat says if the Lakers go on an 8 or a 9-game winning streak, let's just, think big right now. Let's think really crazy. They go on an 8 or 9-game winning streak. He says, why would you want to go ahead and make a trade then? I think because that would probably, for us, realize, again, still, you got to keep things in perspective. This team, and if you look at the roster, has several areas of need in which they need to upgrade.
we're always looking to the future. We're always looking at what's going to be important during the important games in the playoffs. I don't think this team is a championship team, even if they play well. What AD needs and what LeBron needs is a couple more players that can enhance their skills. So if AD is able to freelance, you're going to get the best AD. If you want LeBron's abilities to be enhanced, especially this year with him struggling to shoot, that might change. But as of right now, getting him another shooter would greatly help, because you know if there's one thing LeBron will never lose is the ability to pass to the open man. So that is going to be a decision based off of performance. They go on a 9-game winning streak, it's even more imperative that they need to do something, because now the team is starting to go the way they were supposed to go in terms of winning. And now we need to start thinking about competing for a championship.
That's right. Petting my cat got it right. Weird comment guy wants to lick your feet, Joe. I remember that.
Good. Good luck with that.
Good call, petting. Good call.
Good luck with that. That's never going to happen, and that's it. That's the end of the discussion there. You get that. My stomach is squeezy right now.
Getting prepared for that one chip challenge, indeed. If the Lakers win one more this month, and hopefully they will, once again, the Lakers with another strong performance, 123-92. We will be back again on Tuesday post-game. If you get a chance, join us for our live watch party. Joe's there, LakerTom's there. Sometimes we've got Sean Grice. Hopefully, if he feels better, I know he's on the mend. Jamie Sweet was there in the chat this evening for the post game, for the live watch party. I really hope that he can come back for a live watch party. So please, you guys wanted us to do live watch parties. You can join us today for them. Playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. If you get a chance as well, go ahead and subscribe today so you can get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air. We're going to be live on the air on Tuesday after the game right here. Plus also on Wednesday, we're going to have a show, the NBA observations on the Eastern Conference, and any news that happens, we'll go ahead and talk about that as well. Then, of course, Friday, for the first of 2 games against San Antonio in San Antonio, we'll be there for the live watch party and the post game as well. But Joe, great conversation today. I thought it went all over the place, but in a good, productive way. We're both in good moods because the Lakers are on a 3-game winning streak. Things are looking a little bit in the Lakers' favor. Any last thoughts before we head on out?
Well, I think I've gone through everything in the last hour and a half almost. But I will say this to end the show. Patience is something that I've had to struggle with in my life. It's probably one of my vices. And I'm glad that we're proven wrong so far. We're getting proven wrong at this point, especially with Westbrook. We were ready to throw him out. We were ready to trade him for anything. And you try to not be impulsive, but it's difficult. It's difficult when you have people who you've seen play well and create Hall of Fame careers. And that's not just Westbrook, it's AD as well. AD, we were dogging on AD, we've dogged on LeBron, and it becomes one of those things where if you don't get out of yourself a little bit and watch what you're doing, you'll start finding out that you're criticizing the same things you do. And you don't even realize it. I actually noticed that today. I noticed that when
Are you shooting under 30% from 3?
No, not me. No, I'm talking about as an observer.
I know what you mean.
As an observer, I get mad at impulsiveness in certain things, and then I end up doing it myself. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to be a hypocrite. Let things develop a little bit. I think we get impatient, and it's times like this that kind of smack you in the face and make you realize, you know what? Let these guys stop with the BS. Just let's ride this. Let's enjoy it. Let's go. But it's hard. It's hard when you're a Laker fan. You're used to winning. You're used to winning championships, not just winning. And I think one of the questions I had was before was, hey, we could be Kings or Grizzly fans, and we're not, thank God. And just enjoy it. Try to enjoy this run.
Well, the Kings are doing really well, my friend, this year. Finally.
Yeah, we know.
I thought they were going to sneak into a possible play-in or playoffs. They're exceeding my expectations.
Good for them. I hope they continue to play well because they've been out of the playoffs since 2006. They haven't won a championship since 1951 when they were the Rochester Royals. A little bit of a teaser for our Minneapolis discussion in a week. So just so you guys know, you better come with your books because you're going to get a history lesson.
Absolutely. But again, the Lakers History 101 is being given the week off. We will be discussing the Minneapolis Lakers and a little bit of the history behind that in Lakers History 101 next week on a day yet to be determined. Also, as well, NBA Observations is still this week. That'll be on Wednesday. But for Tuesday night, please join us for our live watch party. LakerTom, Joe Soro, Sean Grice, myself, we really want to make this a thing. So if you have the time and you enjoy our company, please go ahead and check out our live watch party. It's free to sign up, playback.tv/LakersFastBreak. It's in the description, so you can't avoid it. It's right there. Even for you listening out there on audio, it's right there in the description. So I hope you get a chance to join us. And after, of course, the post-game report right here, at, of course, Lakers Fast Break on YouTube. Joe, you've been the brunt of what everybody's talking about on the chat room. Once again, the best Lakers chat room that's out there in all of Lakers land. Any last thoughts before we head on now?
I think I already gave you my last thoughts.
I know. I just want an extra last thoughts.
You want an extra?
Because they're still taking shots at you, my friend.
Double secret probation? Is that what this is?
Yes, because John and Jordan.
So John is talking about a blazing challenge, from Buffalo Wild Wings. I hate to be negative now that see, you guys got it out of me. God dang it. Buffalo Wild Wings hasn't been the same since Arby's bought them. They turned it
Arby's
into a
bought them? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they turned it into a fast food joint in a restaurant. Their wings got worse. Their ranch sucks. It's too bad because I really love the blazing sauce.
Did they add roast beef?
I don't know what the hell they added, but I've rarely gone there since they've taken over. But what we would need to do a Buffalo Wild Wings challenge is I would need a camera there watching it while we're doing the show.
Okay.
So, John, since you don't really do anything all day, try to see if you can organize that. And even if I have to climb up to your neck of the woods, because, I can get a limo and just chill coming up there anytime I want. Go ahead and set it up. See if you can get some camera work set up, and we'll do it. If they win 5 in a row, I'll do it. I'll do it if we can broadcast it through the show.
There you go. Absolutely. All it takes is a cell phone to do it. I'll even put it on StreamYard where we know that the connection is a lot better. So, yep, there you go. There you have it. If the Lakers win 5 in a row right there for you. If the Lakers just win one more game the rest of the month, remember, the one-chip challenge is still there for Joe indeed. But once again, Joe's a great trooper. You got to go ahead and appreciate the fact that he's going to follow through on it if it does happen.
I know where that is.
Oh, there you go.
I know where that is. I can be there.
Okay. Fair enough. You guys communicate on that if that happens.
I'm not communicating with him.
Okay.
You communicate with him. You tell him where I am. I'll tell you where I'll be.
Okay, fair enough indeed. But once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break.
I'll have Jordan be my consigliere. He'll arrange it for me.
The chat room again. You guys are killing us, but we truly appreciate everyone again for you taking the time out of your day to joining us here at the Lakers Fast Break, the best podcast that's out there on the Lakers. Please go ahead and follow, subscribe, like, whatever. Tell somebody out there that's a Lakers fan, hey, I know you probably listen to Lakers Nation. Yeah, all that other stuff, Locked on Lakers, at Lakers Film Room. Yeah, that's all great and dandy, but the best place to go is right here at the Lakers Fast Break. So please go ahead. If you got someone in your life, we could use all the help we can get. I'm not ashamed and I'm not below saying that. We could use all the help we can get in trying to get bigger and better because we're trying to provide you what we can here at the Lakers Fast Break. You guys work out the deal on your own as far as the 5 games in a row Buffalo Wild Wings challenge. I've still got the one chip challenge on my mind, but Joe, Mr. Challenge, my friend, any last thoughts on LakersBall.com? You guys doing a great job over there. Is it really still a lot of fun to be a part of what's going on?
Yeah,
Lakers Ball?
game time. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time on game time because of playback and also just dedicating 5 hours of my day to Lakers.
It's hard. I know LakerTom and I have said that too. It's really hard, but we're doing it for you. We're trying to do it out for you.
It's tough. But you because it's late at night, things kind of tend to slow down.
Well, the thing is, we also don't get we don't get paid for it. We're not these guys they're all compensated heavily for it. It's tough. You got your time away from your family. All your other stuff that you got to do. You've got a company to run. It's hard, man. It's hard.
No, well, it's okay. We'll manage it. So you're already tired.
Don't need sleep. Yeah, forget about sleep.
We'll manage it, and one day we will get compensated because that's not.
Well, just the love and respect and admiration we have from our chat room, from the letters I get, the email I get that don't say they hate us. That's really, truly appreciate that. The tweets out there from Mask Up, truly, truly appreciate everything out there as far as the support we get, the comments that we get on YouTube, even after we go off the air. It does not go unnoticed. And most importantly, it does not go unappreciated by us here at the Lakers Fast Break. Jordan, we appreciate, again, anything you do to help us out. Again, we're a small entity trying to rise up and be one of the big players out there because we think we provide you the best in Lakers coverage that no one else does. We think we say the things out there that no one else does because we're willing to go places that maybe those other Lakers shows won't follow. But thanks again for joining us here at the Lakers Fast Break. We'll be back on Tuesday for our live watch party, and also as well, we're going to have as well the post game with us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. So for Joe Soro, Lakers and LakerTom, don't forget LakerTom's great site, Lakerholics.com. He's got another big article coming. He's got a lot of things to go on in his Twitter, the great trades that he does that gets everybody riled up on Twitter, at LakerTom on Twitter, at Joe Soro 5. You give him a shout out, at Lakers Fast Break, and of course, LakersFastBreak at yahoo.com. Big shout out again to Jamie Sweet. Hope he's feeling better. Truly hope he's on the mend. I did speak to him earlier, and he's still kind of not there yet with his voice, so hopefully he can get back with us real soon. But for Joe Soro, LakerTom, it's Gerald Glassford. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We wish you an awesome week. We'll see you Tuesday. In advance, I'll say happy and safe Thanksgiving, but we'll definitely see you Tuesday. We'll be back on Tuesday for the live watch party and the game against Phoenix, and we'll be here for the post game right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.